And with the baritone, I think that you're one of these people that, one, you've made a really inspiring musical instrument. So I don't mean to say that it's all circumstantial.
Yeah.
But you've made a really inspiring musical instrument at a time when guitar music has been going lower and lower, 7 strings, 8 strings. The progression from hard rock music in particular is getting lower and lower, but not just hard rock. It also moved into funk and into dance and techno as things became more technical and the musical instruments moved into the keyboard, which could go much lower than the guitars could, and the basses, and the speaker development. You know, our movies now sound huge because we now make the speakers and the quality of mixers and the headphones so that the engineers can mix it. Overall, we're at a time in history where we can create and reproduce a level of low frequency that didn't exist before. And this has seeded the ground, we would say, you know, for someone like yourself to come in with a musical instrument in the right moments. And not only that, but beyond that, you had a very chance meeting. A very chance meeting with somebody who was not yet famous. Right? And so I think that the listeners would probably appreciate knowing that so you brought a baritone which you made because a customer wanted it, but when they played it, they said this is actually from what I recall, too efficient. You said too beautiful, because they had only played it like a Dan Electro baritone. It was more plunky, a little less efficient, right? And so you made it a little too clear for them and such. And so you still had it. And you went to Minneapolis and you were producing an album with an artist. I think Dan Mudd was his name.
Dan Mudd, yes.
And they called in a guitar player which was known in Minneapolis, but not anywhere else yet. And that guitar player was Cory Wong, who now is a very famous guitar player, but only a few years ago, nobody knew who Cory Wong was. And so you had this incredible moment where that artist experienced an instrument that didn't yet exist, and your baritone has both a guitar electronics and a bit of a bass electronics. And if I recall correctly, the moment was, oh, we could make a band with a small, medium, and large guitar. I think of this as the violin, the cello, and the bass, right?
Yes.
And that was the birth of a now very famous band called the Fearless Flyers. Do I have that story correct?
Yes, it's correct.
Okay, how do you not just walk around with a stupid smile on your face all the time, just knowing, man, I'm a lucky guy for that moment?
I'm going to say I'm a very big lucky guy. And big mean is because I'm big, not because I'm a big lucky guy. You know? I never win a lottery or something like that. The ticket, the winner ticket of my lottery is my life.
Yes.
And the history of the Fearless Flyers is that, you know, because when I was in Minneapolis, Cory Wong asked me to buy the baritone. To be honest, in the city, he was already a very famous guitar player. And I said, well, I can sell to you, you know. And he bought it. And I said, I gave him a very small amount price. And I said, Cory, could you make some videos for me? You know, and of course I can make. And I remember that the first time it came out, the Fearless Flyers videos I found on Facebook, and I played it, and I said, well, I was waiting a video, but not a video like that.
Yes.
Because in 2 hours it was more than 1 million views already. You know, it was an incredible success. And and few weeks after the release, I received a call from Mark Lettieri. Mark say, hey Bruno, could you make a baritone for me? I say, well, I'm always a big fan of Snarky Puppy, and I knew Mark Lettieri as well, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why Mark asking a baritone to me, when Cory speak with Wolfpack band,
Mm-hmm.
they create this band to arrange in the 3-level instruments like violin, cello, and double bass, right? The things you said before.
Yeah.
And who was the best baritone player? Was Mark Lettieri. And they invite Mark to play with them. And he came in the studio with his super baritone. And they start to play, and Cory said, could you try this Bacci baritone I bought in Minneapolis a few months ago? And when he started to play that, he went crazy. He forgot the super one somewhere else, and he started to play the Bacci baritone. But this was the first Bacci baritone. And this is the reason why Mark asked me to do a baritone. And then I made a white baritone for him. And you can see a lot of historic videos of Fiddler Flyers. The first videos was with a red baritone, and the new ones was with the white one. And I have 3 vinyl in my house of Fiddler Flyers with the cover is the picture of the band with the baritone in the end of Cory Wong one time and Mark Lettieri. And I'm very proud about that, you know. It was a very lucky day. A very, very lucky day.
Thank you for watching and listening. You can find more episodes wherever you listen to your podcasts, and a special thanks to those who support us on Patreon. It's your support that enables us to do this work.